What's up, peoples? Welcome to another episode. This is episode number 2. This your podcast, the podcast of the people. This is your podcast, the podcast that was made for you. So listen up. The Young Entrepreneur Mindset Podcast is live right now. Please share this content. Go to Facebook Live. Please share this content. Please go to my YouTube channel and please share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay. Now I want to make something very clear. Okay. When you hear the word young entrepreneur mindset, but when you hear the word young, don't feel scared, don't feel intimidated because age or anything like that. No, it's not about the youth or anything like. It's that if you have that mindset, okay, and I don't care if you're 25, if you're 55, 65, if you have that mentality that you're creating a brand, you want to bring something new to the table, you're out trying to reach out to the community, you're trying to get new leads. I want this podcast to be that vehicle so that you can reach those people. Okay. So when I say, you know, when God put in my heart the Young Entrepreneur Podcast, that entrepreneur mindset is that your mentality is different. Other than the 9 to 5, you're working for that 6 to 12 empire. You're trying to build an empire, you're trying to build something different. Okay. So don't be intimidated by that. Please, if you follow me, look at me on Instagram under A Santos 75, okay? Or Angel Santos 75. Also, look me up on YouTube under Angel Santos, okay? Please share this content because one day you're going to be on this platform. One day you're going to be on this channel. One day you're going to be telling your story. One day you're going to be showing your brand that a lot of people want to get to know. And that's the whole purpose of this, okay? So please share this content, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I want to thank you guys for joining me in today's episode number 2. We have a very special guest. As you can see, first of all, I want to give a shout out to my barber. I just came from my barber. You can see right here, I got this fresh look. I feel like a millionaire, like my shirt says. I'm the millionaire in the process. So you know how that is. Okay. It's all about the mindset. Okay. It's up here. So visit Omi, the barber shop, 9645 East Colonial Drive, Orlando, Florida. By appointment only. Call the number on the screen, 407-458-9200. Call Omi and get your haircut, look fresh like me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you're going to look like me, but, at least you look fresh. All right. So anyways, thank you again for joining, family and friends. I appreciate all of my followers, all 3 of you. I appreciate you. That's right. I'm proud to say, man, you got to start at ground zero. You got to start somewhere. A lot of people want to start, with 1,000. To be honest with you, I'm not behind the followers. To be honest, I'm going to speak from my heart. And you guys, the people that know me closely know that I speak from my heart when I say this. I want to help you. If you're in the social media, but you're scared, you don't understand it, you don't find time for it. It's not your thing. YouTube channel, Instagram, Twitter, etc. All these platforms are there. I see it there for free, and these are tools that I could use to also. I'm going to talk later about my products and whatnot. A lot of you guys that follow me understand, but anyways, they're there to be used. So let's use these platforms. Let's share. I think all of us as a community, whether you're Latino or American, green, black, green, whatever color, doesn't matter what background, what religion. I want you on my channel. I want to bless you. I want to help you. Okay, we're all blessed, and I thank the Lord for blessing me. Today I have a special guest. Like I said before, you guys have seen the post. And this person that I'm going to bring today is someone very special, man. Like I said in the post, he's not just my friend. He's a brother to me. In the beginnings of my calling with the Lord, I was going through a tough process. I want to say back in 2006, 2007. That's when I came close. The Lord was calling me for my calling and whatnot. And this man, the day that I was let go from a bank, I remember this testimony. I was let go on a Wednesday. I remember it was like in the May of 2007. I was let go, and I went to the church property during the daytime because I figured there was people in the office. I had nowhere else to go. nothing for me out there at the time. And this guy was there, man. He was there, and he told me these words. I'll never forget that, because I explained to him. He was surprised to see me there too. He's like, "Aren't you at work?" I said, "No, man. They let me go." He said these very simple words. He says, he pat me in the back. He says, "No worries, man. God's in control. Better things are coming." And I could tell you, man, that those words sat in my heart. Um, at that time, I was going through a hard time. I went through a lot of process and whatnot, but neither here nor there. Today, I still have a relationship with this guy. This guy, I've seen him grow. I've always liked his style of handling his finances. He's always been straight with his finances. And later down the road, I saw him become this real estate investor and real estate a guru is what I consider him, because he has a lot of knowledge with real estate and finance. So without further ado, man, I want to thank him. I want to thank you guys for joining this channel. Please subscribe to the channel. And I want to guys welcome with a round of applause and from far away, virtual applause, whatever you want to call it. I want to welcome my brother, Eduardo, aka Eddie Serrano. Eddie, what's going on, Papi?
Hey, Angel, good afternoon. Thank you for having me over here.
No, bro, listen, man. The privilege is all mine. Uh, thank you, man. Thank you, because I know everyone's on a tight schedule, and I want to just throw this out there. I know when you're tight schedule, but I'm still coming after you. I'm going to come at you, and I'm going to keep after you, because I know everyone wants to be a part of this podcast. So, Eddie, thank you for being here. How's the family? How are you doing?
We're doing great. Thank you for asking. Me, as you know, it's been an interesting year, but we have been able to keep moving forward. We're doing good. And like I said, I enjoy the first episode that you put for your podcast. It was great. I think it's a great idea that you are having people, just common people, right? To share the story and tell about what they do, how they made it. People can relate. People relate
Exactly.
to real stories, right? And it's great that eventually one day I know you're gonna have people well known talking to you doing this. You're gonna have famous people, but the important thing is that people be able to connect and relate with others. So I'm very excited. I'm very happy. When you sent me the invitation, I'm like, yes, I'm there. So thank you for having me here. And I'm looking forward to share anything that you guys want to know and how I can help others. Because at the end of the day, this is what we do, right? We help others, either with
Exactly.
my story or information or education. This is what it's all about. This channel is to helping others to grow.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now that you brought that up, if you have any questions for Eddie, please, there's a comment space here, as you know, with the Facebook, YouTube. Write down your comments. I'm gonna be checking it out. It's my responsibility to get those questions or concerns to Eddie, and I'll make sure that Eddie Serrano Realtor get in contact with you. So Eddie, once again, thank you, man. It's a privilege. It's an honor of your time. Um, let's start off with before we get into the real estate market, how it's looking today, and question regarding that. I want you to share a story, because that's something that I think is the icebreaker, right? Right, when you share your story, because all of us, including myself, we have these dreams, right? When we were at a younger age, and I grew up in Puerto Rico, Fajardo. I grew up playing basketball, and as a youngster, playing basketball, I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna make it to professional basketball one day, whether it's Puerto Rico, NBA. I grew up in the 90s era with Michael Jordan and all that, and it was like
Yes.
you had this drive, and you wanted to like exceed, and you want to get that trophy. You want to be, I don't know, it was just something inside of me, and I know that that's inside of you. So let's start off by doing that. Let's start off with your story. What part of Puerto Rico you from?
So I'm from the the west side of the island. I'm from San Germán,
San
which
Germán,
is
yes.
yeah, which is southwest of the island, Puerto Rico. Completely, actually, it's like further you can get from Fajardo, where you're from.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
the other side.
so it's still a small town, and very humble beginnings with my parents and us. My parents, they work. they went to school and they get education. My parents worked for a pharmaceutical company. My dad did work for many years, and my mom worked for factories in our hometown. So
Okay.
we have some stability at the household, but they push us to be better, right? Be better at whatever we decide we wanted to be in
Your
life.
parents did that. They push you.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
they were very influenced of like trying to get an education, and also we used to play sports. As you know, we used to practice baseball. I have an
Yeah.
older brother, as you know, Edwin. Edwin is my older brother. He's 4 years older than me, so he
Yeah. He's
started
my
playing
second
baseball.
favorite. He's my second favorite. You're my first.
Don't tell him that; you might get in trouble.
I know he's gonna watch this. That's okay.
Oh yeah. Oh, you just wait for the text when it come later.
I know.
But being the youngest have a great advantage, right? So I always look over about what my brother, you know, was doing, playing ball and play baseball, and it was helping me tremendously because I want to be like him. He was really good. My brother was obviously, is a lot taller than I am,
Yeah.
so he was
So he's like
left-handed,
your role
tall.
model. He's like your role
Yes,
model.
he
Yeah.
was. Believe it or not, he was the one that I follow. He taught me a lot of things too. He's a great teacher. I think when I used to play baseball, what he helped me the most was with my mindset, right? The psychological aspect of playing the game. But the advantage that I have is like he's 4 years older, right? So he has seen a little bit more. So he's just trying to educate me at my level what to do to be a little further ahead. Now I wasn't the tallest or the strongest, so I had to kind of like try to find out my way to just be good at my brother level. So it's always a
Exactly.
challenge, and also as well, you want to be better than your brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, Michael Jordan, if you look at the story, it was the same thing. His brother was
Yes,
in the same thing. He made a challenge him.
yes. So
That's awesome. So
right.
you grew up in Puerto Rico. Now, how was the culture like growing up in Puerto Rico? How was that? Like you said, your dad, your mom, they inspired you to do better. So when you were in high school, take us through that journey. Like what were your thoughts? Or like, okay, once I leave high school, what were your plans?
So it's so very interesting because my brother is 4 years older than me. When I start in basically high school, my brother was going to college, and he was able to come to the United States to go play ball at college level.
Mm,
And obviously, you get inspired, right? If for any person who play in the island, going come and play any type of sport in the United States is an achievement. So I saw my brother like, wow, he made it. And obviously observing what he did and how he did it, I tried to start preparing myself and getting better on playing ball so I can be able to come to the state as well. I just like, if he went, I want to go too. If he went and got the opportunity to go to college and play baseball, I want to do that too as well.
right.
So, but here's the difference. Like I tell you, my brother is close to 6'3". I'm only 5'9.5".
Yeah.
So in sport, when you, especially in baseball, you're that tall.
Makes
And
a
he's
difference.
left-handed. He was strong hitter. He have pretty much a lot of things going for him. My end wasn't like that, so I had to push myself very hard. Like I literally had to go to hit the gym more often. And practice a little bit more because I saw that if I was at his level, I was able to make it. So he was
Ah,
my role model, like point of focus of like trying to get better. But also I was very self-disciplined. Like I put something in my mind that I'm like, I want to do that. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because you play against other people that are better than you, stronger than you, bigger than you. So you want to get to that level, and pushing yourself to the max is something that you don't know until you go through it, right? And
exactly.
but then you start discovering more things about yourself, like how capable you are when you are going outside your comfort zone, and then start developing that mentality of like, if I discipline myself enough, and talking here of baseball, right? I
Yeah.
can make it. I can do it. So that was my mentality at a young age, and I think that have helped me through my life, right, through my career. That mentality of like using sport as a discipline to just push me now what I'm at right now in life. But that mentality started at that early age. So
Early age. That's
I
important. Yes.
play, yeah, I play many different leagues in the island, and unfortunately, I didn't have no one coming and scouting me from the
Ah.
states,
Yeah.
which is was different because my brother did have the opportunity. I did it, so I went the opposite way. Well, no one's coming to see me. I'm coming to them. So I started writing
Ooh.
letters. I
Ooh.
remember going to the library at the school, and basically they used to have this thick book because, as you know, back then we didn't have no internet.
No, encyclopedias, everything.
No, they have this thick book where it have all the information for the admissions, contact people for all the schools in the United States. So I went down the list and I started
Wow.
looking for, okay, which school I would like to go, and I started applying. And this is my senior year in high school. I started applying for, for basically enrolling to schools here in the state, but also with the vision of trying to play ball.
Like a
And I applied
scholarship.
to 5 schools, and out of those five, I got accepted at 3 of them. One of them was Texas A&M, uh,
What? I don't know that.
Florida State
Yeah.
University. So one, and then the other one is the one that I ended up going, and that's a whole different story because the reason I ended up going to Benedictine University, which is in Illinois, which is 30 miles. The school is 30 miles about outside the city of Chicago.
Yeah.
The reason I ended up going is there because the admission representative for that campus, they used to do recruiting. He went to the same school with my brother in Ohio.
Get out of
So
here.
yes. So somehow, some way, he ended up calling the house my last semester of my senior year, looking for my brother. After 4 years, he called the house out of nowhere. Remember, we're talking back in 1997. There's no such a thing
Wow.
as a cell phone, right? Everything was a landline. Someone called,
Everything.
and this guy is from the city of Joliet, Illinois, and he started working at this school. And he called my brother to see how he's doing, and my brother started talking to him, and it's funny because my brother said, "So what you doing?" He said, "Oh, I'm a recruiter for a school." And my brother was like, "Well, guess what? My brother want to go to the state, go to school, get education, and also play ball."
Ah.
So
So
here I
that's how you
am.
landed that's how you landed in Chicago.
Yes.
Ah, yes.
So when God have a purpose, right? It
Yep.
doesn't matter, you do your due diligence, right? I was writing letters. I was about to go to I was narrowed down to Texas A&M and Florida State. I was like, man, which one am I gonna go? But then this guy come and he heard about me. He fly from Chicago all the way to Puerto Rico. He
Get
come
out
to
of
see me
here.
play ball. And then he took the opportunity to go around the island and also scout other players. And so when I ended up going to the school in Benedictine University in Illinois, in Lisle, Illinois, he ended up recruiting another 5 more players. So
What?
that little connection with my brother opened the door not only for me but for other
Exactly.
players in the island to just come to the United States and play ball. Right? That's why we came here. We didn't so much looking for the education. You're
Yeah,
18. You just like you said, think about the major leagues. You want to make it, but it opened many other doors that
of
it
course.
come with the opportunity.
Of course. That's awesome, man. Thank you for sharing that, bro. But that's how you land in Illinois. You study in Illinois, you go to
Yes,
college there. Then that's where you meet Veronica, your wife,
correct.
right? So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about that story real quick.
So I was sophomore year, and this is the most bizarre part. So Jesus, his name, the name of the recruiter name is Jesus. Okay,
Jesus. Oh my God.
I'm not making this up. All right, and Jesus recruited me right my sophomore year. He go when I'm going to school. He go to the city of Chicago to recruit more people, and he go recruit Veronica
Oh
for
my
coming to
God.
school. So when something's for you in life,
It's for
destiny,
you.
it doesn't matter how it's gonna play out. Everything's gonna work out. So if it wasn't for my brother playing baseball and go to Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, to play, he would never. If he never made that trip, he would never meet Jesus. But over there, he met Jesus Sanchez. That's his name. 4 years later, Jesus moved back to Chicago, and then I don't know where he called the house, connect me. I go to Benedict University, and then when I'm there in my freshman year, he go to the city to recruit more people. But only God knew that he was going there to get my wife, because Veronica and I got married after we started dating when she was a freshman, I was a sophomore. So one decision made this thing all happen.
Wow, bro. That is amazing. And I know there's more to the story, bro, but
Yes,
then you go from Illinois and then you come down to Florida, right?
right.
What brought you down to Florida?
So after all my glory days in college, I played ball, went well. I got education. I have a bachelor degrees in information system, um, and experienced so many things that many people at that age, at that time, didn't experience, that I did have the opportunity to experience. Then things went from great to bad. I graduated from
Ooh.
college and I cannot find a job. So I literally
Ah,
having a hard time to land a job. But I know that during that process, God was working with me, and and it was so bizarre because I was bilingual at that time. I didn't speak English at the beginning, but by that time I was bilingual, educated.
yeah.
Chicago is a diverse city, and we
Yeah,
have a lot of
it is.
Hispanics, so I can utilize my skills as bilingual. I couldn't even land a job at McDonald's. That's how bad it was. But I know that back then
Wow.
I didn't understand, but it was God pushing me this way. Um, so in 2005, I said, you know what, I need to just get out of the city of Chicago. And my
Relocate.
brother, he was in Puerto Rico. He already had moved to here to Orlando, Florida, and he
Oh,
understanding what I was going through. He said, "You know what? Just come this way, and so you won't be by yourself." At that time, I was engaged with Veronica. You remember? Yeah,
yeah,
I was
yeah, yeah. I
engaged,
remember.
and
Absolutely.
but I took the leap of faith to come out this way and just hoping that something better will come up for me. But it was a good year and a half of struggle. And when people
Wow.
said their struggle is real, yes.
It's real. I know, bro. Man, I appreciate it, bro. Thank you for sharing that story, man. So let's get a little bit now that we got to know your little bit of your journey, man. I appreciate that. Like you say, we had those sport dreams back in the days, things didn't work out. There's different plans. God have different plans and whatnot. So, I look at myself, I never thought I'd be even doing this type of podcast and whatnot. But hey, God, works in mysterious ways that we know.
Yes.
But listen, so let's talk a little bit about real estate. Now, first of all, how long, like, what made you? Because I know when I knew you and we spent a little bit more time and whatnot, you were into the higher learning, like helping with student debt, student loans, and whatnot. That we're gonna bring that on a different podcast, just for the listeners that are listening right now and watching us. We're gonna bring Eddie has a lot of experience in helping with student debt, student loans and whatnot. He has a lot of experience in that, but that's going to be on a different subject. But now that and always there's always something that I hated and liked about you was that you were so organized financially. Like you had your money straight, you had your credit. Like this guy was like perfect, man. I was like, oh my god, I want to get there someday. Right now, thank God I worked on my credit. I got good credit. My wife and I, we want to look into buying a house sometime soon, but financially, I have to get my money right and whatnot. The credit is good. There's some debt that I'm paying off and whatnot. So let's start with this. Let's start with the real estate market. Like, first of all, what got you into real estate? I'm just curious.
So who got me in real estate was the guy who sold me this townhome that I'm sitting right now.
Ah,
So his name is Jeff Tolby.
okay.
So me and Veronica were looking for a property for maybe like a year and a half. We started the process early, like you and Carmen is doing, right? There's something that me as a realtor now, I tell a lot of, especially first time buyers, or you need to get yourself organized, right? So
Mhm.
we start getting organized, like you said, organize and get everything in order. And we start searching for homes. And, we got a couple failures of trying to find a property. And I ended up, you know, I started at the beginning where a realtor didn't work out. And then my barber, which is funny, you brought up the barber earlier. Barbers they're like the encyclopedia of knowledge,
They
street
are.
knowledge.
They are.
They know everyone, right? So I'm getting a haircut, and my barber is like, his name is Just Incredible.
I
Just
remember him.
free advertising. He's still my barber.
Yeah, yeah.
We're
What's up?
talking, and he knew about, I was searching for property, and I told him my story that I was not working out. He referred one of his client, which was Jeff, where he was a realtor. So I ended up buying this property, but what it gave me here was when I was closing for this home, the day of closing doesn't take more than 45 minutes. When you go to the title company and everybody's there, all the paperwork is set up and you start signing your life away, right? You're just signing
Yeah,
documents.
yeah.
But it takes about 45 minutes because you're signing and also your wife, I remember Veronica at that time signing. But something happened what happened, I cannot explain, but everything had a purpose. We ended up waiting for like almost 2 hours for them to prepare the paper. So we were in downtown Orlando, and in this big fancy room, they put in this large conference room, and they have this monitor screen like this displaying like properties and whatnot. And here I am, I'm getting bored to death. So I get up and I just like, there's my realtor, Jeff, Veronica, they're talking. I just get up and say, hi, as you can see, this development we're having right now here in Orlando, this 3-floor building is going to be accessible for you as soon as so I start like doing sales speech. What was on the screen. And then obviously the screen jumped to like the bedroom. And here you can see the bedroom and the master bedroom. And obviously, Veronica, I know that I sometimes could be a clown. She just started laughing, right? And she's like, Eddie, stop. You're embarrassing me. I'm like, no, I'm bored here. These people need to hurry up.
Yeah.
But here's Jeff. Jeff is sitting down. He's just looking at me. And then I just finally sit down. And he told me, he's like, Eddie, why you don't become a realtor? I'm like, me?
The guy that's selling you the property.
Yeah, I was like, you just sell me that property over there in the screen. You're a natural. You be great. You're bilingual. And then he starts showering me, not with compliment, but also what he saw as potential. And that's why I think it's sometimes so important that when we see potential in other people, we bring that up to those.
Exactly.
We can share and say, listen, you have potential in this, because people sometimes don't see themselves. I couldn't see that. I never considered myself a salesperson. And we're going to enter a little bit later about that, about what's my approach about the real estate.
Okay.
But he's like, I can help you. And I'm like, okay. And I went through the process. He just told me that. Then a week later, I'm here. I asked him, hey, what I need to do. And he gave me all the information. 6 years later, here I am.
Wow. So you've been a realtor 6 years.
Yes.
So 2015, so or take. Okay.
Yes.
So you get your license, you study. By the way, I want to do that too. I want to study, but I'm afraid of that test, bro. The test it ain't no joke.
It ain't easy, but here's the thing. The worst failure in life is not trying. So
that's right.
So
like this podcast, I had to try it.
Yeah, if you're not trying, you're already failing. So
that's true.
When I went to do my first test, I failed by 2 points. And it was so, because I got discouraged, right? Because you go through the whole process, but then it's good when you have a good people around you and they inspire you, right? Veronica, it's like, don't give up, shake it up, look for another opportunity, another window to retake the test and do it. And I did it like 3 days later. There was another opportunity to jump in on it and I passed the test. So yeah, I worked hard for it. I studied for it. I spent at least a good maybe 5 to 6 weeks hard studying, also at the same time working. So yeah, but
Exactly. Yeah.
it paid
Yeah. I'm
off.
trying to
I
be,
paid off.
juggling the, fatherhood, the husband, the friend,
Yes.
working. So what's the company that you represent, that you work for? I saw on Facebook there was a name of Realty Group.
Yeah, I call Empire Network Realty. So
What is it
there's
called again? I'm sorry.
Empire Network Realty.
Empire.
Yeah.
Okay.
So understanding a little bit about real estate, when you get your license, you become what called an agent, right?
Right.
And when you become an agent, you cannot work by yourself. You have to work under a broker.
A broker.
So there's many brokers out there. The most famous one, right? Remax, Century 21,
Yeah.
um, uh, KW Williams. There's Kelly Williams. But then you have all the other ones that are more local, like the one that I work for, La Rosa Realty. I don't know if you heard those.
Yeah. I've seen
So
the sign. Yeah.
so when you become a realtor, you have to work under a broker. And for you to be able to work on your own and be a broker, you at least need to have 2 years of work experience and as a realtor. And then we take another test for brokerage and become a broker. So it's
Okay.
a whole process. It's not like
Yeah.
but obviously when you're an agent, this is entrepreneurship. You have to hustle. You have to find your client. You have to get yourself available to people and learn the industry, learn the market. That's very important. So
Absolutely, man. I appreciate that.
so
So
if you want to get into real estate, I can send you the information. And to
yeah.
anyone who's listening, they want the information. I did everything online. There's a website that actually Jeff is the one who provided that to me.
Okay.
You do a self-paced. I'm a type of person that I want to do something, I just go and do it. So I was very determined. I was putting all the time, my free time, on studying for that test and getting ready, for the
Exactly.
test.
So right now with the real estate market, what's the interest rate? I have a couple questions there. I'm gonna be asking, what's the interest rate right now? Looking at.
So, okay, so the market is determined by how the economy is doing, right? So when the economy tends to slow down, especially the job market, unemployment go higher, the the government tend to lower the interest rate to make it, attractive for future buyers to just jump in the opportunity to have lower interest rates. So right now, interest rates can go from 3%, 2.8% on a 30-year loan.
They're still
Uh,
low. Basically, they're
there,
still low.
well, it was before the pandemic. It was around five,
One.
6%. So
Wow.
that make a big difference. So,
Okay.
but what we have noticed is that when the government lowered the interest rate, and obviously they become very competitive, all other people who are lenders that also do business as mortgage brokers, they lower the interest rate. A lot of people want to jump in the opportunity, right? Because now what you pay in interest is a lot lower, also will lower your payments. And what we have seen now is there's a lot of buyers right now in the market,
Bro, it's
but
crazy.
not enough inventory, not enough sellers. So let's do economic, 101. Low inventory or low supply, high demand, high prices, right? Because if I have something that I want, but there's not much of them, let's say I have this house and there's 100 people want that house. Well, guess what? The price is gonna go up because people are fighting to get to that. Now, if you go the opposite way, if you have this house and there's only two people interested, yeah, there's not so much competition over there. So what we
Exactly.
have seen is that the pandemic hit, they lowered the interest rate, and now a lot of people, want to buy a property, but the prices of the property have gone up. They have risen
Tell me
tremendously,
about it, bro.
especially here in Central Florida.
Yeah, because the interest rate, I want to say that the lower the interest rate, the higher the value of the house. Correct?
No, so the interest rate basically what it impact is your payment, your monthly payment, right? So
Okay.
it doesn't matter what the value of the property is. That has nothing to do with the interest that you are gonna get from the loan. So the
Okay.
interest rate is based on the loan you're gonna get against the property. So let's say you're
Right.
buying a $200,000 home, and the interest that you get is 3%. Well, guess
Okay.
what? If you go and buy, if you decide, you know what, I don't want that 200,000, I want to get a $400,000, you still get that 3% because that's based on your
Right.
credit history, your credit score. So that's the difference over there. And a lot of people also get confused what is a realtor, where I am, and then what is a mortgage broker or the finance aspect. I got clients that come to me and say, I want to buy a property. And I'm like, okay, good. So I asked, do you have a pre-qualified or pre-approval letter from your mortgage or
Yeah.
your bank? And they're like, well, no, but I think you're the one that's gonna help me with that. And people get that confused. We as realtor, what we help is the process of finding you the home, go to the whole legal process of creating the contract for the bid, and guide you through the whole process so you obtain the house. But you need to have the finance with you. So that's why you work with a mortgage broker or with your own bank.
Perfect. Thank you. Because buying a house is not like going to a car dealership where you say,
No.
okay, let me get you have to choose between the black, the red, or the white, the
Yes.
4-door, 2-door, automatic or stick shift. This is not the same thing where you negotiate. Oh, I got $2,000 down. Let's negotiate the price. The house process is not the same thing. So let's talk about that real quick.
Yes.
Let's go through the process because
Okay.
from what I understand for myself, my credit is good now. Okay.
Okay.
Even if we do a hard pull, I want to say I'm close, to the 700s. So what is right now the minimum credit score that you should have?
It's about 650, and that's
Okay.
is for the FHA loan, which is the Federal Housing Authority loan that is come through the
Right.
government.
Okay,
Um,
perfect. So I'm good there. Now,
yeah.
the second step is okay. So your credit score, you qualify. Now, the second thing is I can't go because I go with my wife, right? And Valerie, she wants this 2-story house. She wants the pool. She wants this and that. I was like, wait a minute, because yeah, it looks nice and everything, but if my finances don't meet the needs for the thing, the bank is not going to loan the money, right? Because if my finance says that I can afford a 250 to 280,000, under $300,000, but I'm looking at a $450,000 home. What's going on there?
So I'm glad that you brought that up because I experienced this with especially first time buyers.
Yes.
One time I got this client, they want to buy a house. They were like you guys, and they were in the process of getting the pre-approval and pre-qualified letter. So the pre-approval letter basically is that it determined based on your salary and your debt that you have, your commitment, the money that you own, your credit card payment, student loans, you name it. They look at that and they see how much income come to the house, and they determine, okay, we can lend you money, this X amount of money, right? And it can go from 100,000 to $1 million, whatever, right? It depends on
It's
how
like,
much
is it
income you're
what they call
making.
the debt to ratio?
Correct, the debt to ratio. And they have their own table and they determine how much they can lend you, right? So when they decide, okay, Angel is worthy and Carmen are worthy of $250,000 based on their financial situation at home. But then
Right.
you go to the next person, it might have the same credit score that you have, but they make less money than you. Well, guess what? They're making less money, same finance, like credit worth. They might get only 200 qualified. So the first step is to know how much you get qualified, because I was working with some clients and I was, you got your pre-qualified, pre-approved. I know we know, but we want to start seeing homes. I was a rookie, so I was like, I don't want to lose this client. So I started showing them home, and they're just like, take me here, take me there, and yeah, back then they were looking at homes that are at 250, 300. Man, they're glorious, they're beautiful, everything they're looking for. Then suddenly a week later they get the pre-approval letter and they only get qualified for 200. Now there's game on, right? Now they're like, okay, we're serious now, let's start looking for a property. But the only property I can show them is on what price? 200. I cannot
Right.
go 250, 300. So I start thinking, taking them to homes that were 200, and they're getting mad at me. I'm like, he's
The
like,
houses now,
why
that they
this
don't look that
house?
good.
This house, you bring me to this house? I'm like, this is what you can afford. He's like, what about the house we saw a week ago? Those houses. I'm like, yeah, those houses cost 250, 300,000. So
They
yeah,
want the
50,000.
Mercedes, BMW, but they can only afford a Toyota.
Yes, it's the same
That
thing.
one.
So I made a mistake to just start showing them properties without having known what they
Um,
worth, because then they got very discouraged, right? You
it's a
start
learning
creating
process.
this idea, illusion about, wow, I'm gonna get this, but suddenly now you see a home for 275, 300, 4 bedroom pool, countertop, forget it, all the bells and whistles, and then now you only approve for 200. Well, 100 grand different in a property make a big difference how the property
Yeah,
look in location. So they got very discouraged, and it took longer for me to help them to obviously buy the property. But that
of
also came
course.
with obviously not having a lot of experience in the field when I started.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely, man. That's hard, man. But I'm pretty sure that you're not the only one that happens to. So listen, real quick. I have another question because this is a question for that I have too as a
Yes.
first time home buyer. Later on about the programs for first time home buyers, but what are the benefits? Because I go to these, you see these flags, model homes open, and you go in there. And my wife, she had a friend that purchased a home, and I'm kind of confused. Maybe I'm not the only one. Hopefully, I'm not. But if there is, maybe you could bring this to clarity. Um, so, what are the benefits, if any, that if you go directly with the builder, right, and you purchase directly with them, or you use a realtor? Because I heard from someone saying that if you buy from a builder, you could lose certain benefits, down payment assistance, whatnot, because you're going straight to the builder. Others told me no, you want to use a realtor because with the realtor you could get those benefits. So I'm confused.
All right. So here again, two different things. So a builder will be more than happy to work with a realtor, right? Because the realtor is the one who had the client and they want to sell. They
Absolutely.
already have budget the commission for the realtor who bring them their client, right? Future buyers. They want to sell. So in the process, when the builder sometimes does it, they offer their own financing. See, now this has nothing to do with the realtor. It had
This
to
is the
do with your
builder.
finances. Yes. So
Okay.
remember, you come into see the house. I'm your realtor. You already have a pre-approval letter from your bank or a mortgage broker you're working with. You go to see a property, and the builder is say, "Listen, you see this house? If you work with our finance department, if we finance you the property, we give you." They start throwing a lot of things. We give you a better interest rate. They give you
Down payment
upgraded
assistance.
kitchen. We give you this $25,000 worth of floor. So
Ah,
because for them becoming your for them to become your financial people
advisor.
to buy the property, they're making more money in the long run, right? Because obviously they're gonna charge an interest rate, and that interest rate is gonna build them, give them money back. So I always I always tell my clients is, or anyone, if you're gonna buy a property, use a realtor, because a realtor is gonna look for the benefit of you, and it doesn't matter if it's a used home, old home, or a brand
Mhm.
new home. That
Okay.
realtor is gonna make sure that you get the deal you're looking for, and you don't get obviously, and be able to explain as well what each situation bring, because dealing with a home that is being used compared with a brand new, the process is a little bit different,
Yeah.
because obviously you're building a new home. There's a process, there's a deposit you have to give up front to secure the land. There's a little bit more different when you buy just a home that's just being used. So, but if that don't hinder any benefit at you as a buyer to work with a realtor or not. But I always recommend use a realtor, not
Use a
because I'm a
realtor.
realtor. I'm
Right.
just saying the realtor is there to guide you and help you with the steps. Let
Okay.
me tell you something. I don't sell homes. And that's the most bizarre thing you can say as a realtor. I
Yeah.
facilitate the process. It's the two
Exactly.
different things.
It is.
People these days know what they're looking for and what they want. My job is to understand what you're looking, what you want, and be able to find it. And when you say, I like it, I want to put a bid on it, now is my job to help you in that process, to write that contract, to make sure that you are covered with your contingencies like inspection of the property, with the appraisal. So there's some things that the average person don't know, but it's my responsibility to take care of you. I didn't sell the house.
Okay.
You basically chose. It was just like, here it is. You like it? Yes. All right. Help me to buy it. And that's what a facilitator does. So, and I think there's also the big misconception about understanding what a realtor is. No,
Yeah.
there's realtors there. They're very aggressive and they just go with the sell. But
Right.
that's not my approach. My approach is I understand what people are looking for, and if I be able to fulfill and find out what they're looking for, then it's just for me to help them, to guide them through the process. Because
Exactly.
it's a roller coaster. You
It
get
is.
excited, and then you get demotivated, and then this thing happen, and it can be very draining. I tell you this, is very
It
draining.
is. It's not like buying a car, bro. I'm telling you, you can't go to a house and say, "Oh, I want give me the gray one with the 4 bedroom and 3 bathroom. Let's go." That's
Yes.
not the process. Okay, so real quick, so the first time home buyer program, right? How does that work? Explain a little bit about that.
So um, there are different first time home buyer program, right? So let's start with the FHA loans, right? That's the first time home buyer program, which is through the
Okay.
government. It just helps you to facilitate the finance that you need to obtain a property. Not everybody has $250,000 cash in their bank account right now to say, this is a property I want, I'm going to buy cash and that's it. Most of the time, 99% of the time, people buy through a loan, right? They finance the property.
Right.
So the FHA loan, what allow you is the credit score they're looking for you to have to obtain the benefits of their loan is not that high. It's a 650 around that area. They only allow you that you only have to put 3.5% down on the property, right? So again, compared with a conventional loan regularly is like 20%. So if you buy a home for $200,000 and you put in 20% of that property, you have to come out of pocket with $40,000 down payment,
Okay.
right? So, but you buy that property for 200,000 and it's 3.5%, you only have to put $7,000 down. That's a big difference.
Yeah,
So
it is.
yeah, but it does have its benefits, and to go through that. So that's one of the things. Now, the counties also have first-time buyers program, right? Sometimes they give you assistance for down payment, or the state provide those as well. But
Okay.
yes,
No, I'm sorry to interrupt you because
go
that's a
ahead.
very important question for me because the payment system. How do they determine how much you get as far as down payment? Is it based on your income?
Yes. So it's
Okay,
based on your income and your levels
your
of
gross
property.
income. Your
Yeah,
gross income.
it is about, and it's the household income and how many people live in that household, right?
Okay.
So you can make $50,000 a year that 4 people live there, but then you have another person that make $50,000 and 6 people live there. So that people who sustain 6 people with $50,000 a little bit harder to sustain 4 people, right? So they look at that, and the county have those programs, the state have those programs, but the best way to do it is through a lender. There's lenders that they're part of those programs, and they help you to guide you through the process, because it's a process. You have to take some classes for it.
Oh yeah, that's important.
Yes,
Yeah, I heard about that.
you have to take a class. And then when you finish your class, they give you a certification. It's good for 1 year. The mortgage broker will be able to tell, okay, how much assistance financially you're gonna get. So that's why when
And you could help with that process, correct? You could
yes,
help the people.
what I do is I educate my clients, right? So the first thing they need to get square up is their finances. Don't even think about looking at property. Don't ask me to show you this.
Fix your credit. Work on your credit first.
Yes, you
Correct.
have to look also your expenses, right? You have to do your monthly budget. You know how much money you're spending, where your money is going. Do you have enough money for a down payment? Do you have money enough for also for closing? That's something that people don't take in consideration. So there's a lot of things that you need to get prepared. Like I told you, it took me and Veronica a year and a half to get what we have today, but you have to start somewhere, and that's why a lot of people get so not motivated at all. It's like, oh, it's hard. Well, guess what? It's not hard. It's just you don't understand the process. If you understand the process, you need to put the work. It doesn't matter. So yeah, I help my client to say, okay, first let's work on your finances, what you're looking for, and then also if you qualify for those programs. Now, those programs, they're not always available. That's one thing I want to bring up. They come and go. Sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't, because it's also based on how the economy is doing with the state or with the county. So there is also always, that possibility that those down payment assistance are not available. So what you're gonna do? What's your plan B? You were counting only on get that money. So it's just it's a process that you go back and forth and also see what is best for you as well. Because not everybody should buy, put it this way.
Yeah.
But I would recommend to people buy. Because let me tell you, before I bought this property, I spent 8 years paying rent. 8 years.
I know.
During those 8 years, my dad was telling me, Eddie, go buy yourself a home. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And I keep postponing. When I bought this home, one day I sit down and I put the average payment for each month that I was paying the renter.
Oh my God.
I spent over close to 100 grand on rent in 8 years. And when I left, and the funny part is that I spent almost the majority of that time in one particular place that I was renting. When I left, I got nothing in return. Not even a thank you. You know what I got? Hey, you owe us $300 because this wall is having a scratch and we have to fix it. That's what I got. Now, in my situation right now, if I decide to sell this home right now, I got an equity around over 100 grand. So what? there is a benefit of buying a property as long as you have a plan. Do you see yourself living in a particular place for 5 years? If the answer is yes, you say, okay, I'm going to be here for the next 5 years in Orlando. You should try to start buying yourself a property. If you say, no, I'm planning to move, then don't do it. But if you see yourself here be 5 years or more, you should start the process of buying. Because when you sell, you're getting something back.
Exactly. It's not like a car. The car, you walk off the lot with, you paid $25,000, and then as soon as you walk off the lot, you lost 4 or 5 grand, all right there out the door.
Yes. Not with the property.
You buy a home, the market is always going up. It's never going down.
Yeah.
You pay $280, and in a year it could be in the 300s. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. And people, and here's another thing. People think, oh, the market's going crazy. It's a bubble. Let me tell you something, people. It's not a bubble. What happened in 2008 was the financial crisis was because the banks was out of control. They were just lending money left and right. Right.
Yes.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And this situation here, we're driving that market. It's not the banks. It's actually the people. People are creating that demand with the low inventory, and the prices keep going up. So they say, "Oh, I'm gonna wait for that bubble to burst. I'm gonna wait for the house market to come back, and it might slow down, but the prices are not coming down drastically like before, like $50,000 or $60,000 off. That's not gonna happen.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Especially here in Central Florida, that's not gonna happen.
No, the only thing that we can see that may go down is the interest rate. That's about it.
That's it, and that's why we are right now. In the interest rate. So that's why it has so much people trying to get in the market because it's creating this huge demand because people want to lock their property with those interest rates.
Exactly. So right now it's still the time to buy. Correct.
Yes. Oh, if you're in that 5 years plan that you're gonna be staying longer here, at least 5 years in Orlando, you should start the process. people always start the process late. I want to give
Yeah.
our house now, and guess what? It takes months. You're doing it
It
right.
does.
You start working your credit, but then you have to start getting yourself educated, right?
Right.
Talking to a mortgage broker, to your bank, what kind of benefit they have up there, what kind of, and then you start feel a little bit more comfortable about your decision. This is not like you say buying a car. A car you can spend $20,000. At home you're spending $200,000.
Yeah.
That's this is the great investment that you get, but you're getting something in return. There's three things that human beings need: food, clothes, and shelter. Food, clothes, and shelter. Well, if shelter is one of them, think about it. For those who are renting, for those who are not renting, they're what? They're owners, right?
Right.
And for those who are owners, are not renting. So somehow, some way, you always need to have a place to live. Which side you want to be? You want to be in the buyer's? You want to be the owner side? You want to be in the renter side? That's the bottom line, because you always gonna need shelter. And the shelter here in the United States is defined by two ways: or you're a homeowner or you're a renter.
It's either or. Yep.
There's no other way. Or you live with your mom. I don't know.
Yeah. Renting a room. That's true.
Yeah.
Bro, Eddie, thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. I have so many other questions and whatnot, but you know what? We're gonna save that for another segment. I'm gonna have you back.
That's fine.
And the next time you guys see Eddie with me, we're gonna be talking about higher education. This guy, for those student loans out there, for those college students out there, he has a lot of info. He has a lot of background. I remember him traveling to Tampa, Fort Lauderdale in his car. He would go to these seminars, and he would talk about higher education, how to pay off those debt loans and whatnot. So, in another segment, I'm going to bring you, and I appreciate your time. Time is flying already, man. I want you to get back to your family,
Thank
guys.
you.
If you have any questions, any concerns, anything that might have left out, please comment down below. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know. Text me if you know him personally, and I'll make sure that I'll get you Eddie's contact. And I appreciate Eddie, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna let you go, man. I want you to get back to your family. I know you got a busy schedule ahead of time. Thank you again for this opportunity, bro. Bro, on the bottom of my heart, I love you. God bless you. You're my brother. You know that.
Thank you, man. Likewise. Thank you for having me here. It was, times go fast when you're having fun. But
I tell you, man.
thank you for the information. For those who are watching, or maybe you also watch the recording, my information in the screen. Feel
Yes.
free to reach out. Listen, people who know me, especially Pastor Angel, to tell you that I'm not after your $100 bills. I'm after your well-being. That's what I want you to be well. And if I have to sit down and go over, anything that we need to go over, and you don't business with me, but you happy, that's what make me happy. Because at the end of the day,
Exactly.
I believe that if I impact your life in a positive way, somehow, some way, always come back to me positive. So don't hold back on reaching out. If you have any question with real estate, even with debt management too. I did work for, like he said before, I did be real estate. I used to do that as well, and I applies a lot that to real estate. So everything goes hands to hands, and I'm here to help. So thank you so much for your time, and
Thank you, man.
Pastor Angel. I call you Pastor Angel because you're still my pastor, man.
That's
I love
okay,
you so
man.
much.
Don't worry, man.
Thank you so much.
I know the calling that I have, and the calling that I have is to serve and serve my friends and my family, to get the brand out there, and that's what this is all about. So, man, I appreciate it. I have a lot of more content coming on for the month of May. I'm already booked for May and coming for June. So I want you to share my content. I'm going to be sharing your stuff as well, so they can find you at Eddie Serrano Realtor on Instagram. On their Facebook is Eddie Serrano Realtor as well. So thank you, Eddie, man. I appreciate it. I hope my followers are going to tell everyone. I'm going to push everyone to follow you. Just for your info, I also have under the Anchor, there's an app called Anchors for the audio. So if someone's listening, or they don't like to connect to social media, but they like to have their earbuds on and they like to hear the audio, I can have it on Anchor, the Anchor app. I'm going to share that with you. Google Cast and Spotify. Okay,
Awesome.
So we have all those. I'm telling you, man, I went crazy with this, man. I'm going to share it everywhere.
That's
So
great, man.
I'm going to tag you. And then I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I have a lot more stuff coming, but we'll see you in a few months to talk about higher education, Eddie. I appreciate it. God bless you. I love you. Send my regards to Veronica, to your son.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Keep pushing forward, man. I love the idea, the concept. Take care, okay?
Thank you, man. Thank you. God bless you, Papi. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
Well, there you have it, guys, man. As you can see, my boy Eddie, man, he came through, man. It's a blessing. It's an honor. Like I said, man, I want to help you guys. If you're not too much with the social media, I want to help you. I want this podcast, the Young Entrepreneur Mindset Podcast, to be your podcast. I want you to be a part of this. I want to thank everyone who has been accepting my my invites. It's been shocking to me because, like I said with Eddie, I was prepared for the no and the no and the turn down, and next thing you know, I was not prepared for the yes and the yes and yes, and when can I do it? So thank you guys. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook Live. This Friday, I have another guest. This Friday, put it on your calendar. Friday the 30th. I have a special friend of mine that's going to talk about this business that he's doing. Is very interesting business, not a business that a lot of people do. So hit me up, follow me. I'm gonna do the post for tomorrow, Wednesday, and I want you guys to join me on Friday the 30th, also at 7 p.m. Okay, for the month of May, I have a very special guest that's going to be coming soon. You guys got to meet this guy, man. It's an honor that I was surprised that he even said yes. So, with that being said, guys, thank you again. Subscribe to my channel, share this content. I appreciate everyone's feedback. Thank you, everyone, for the support. I keep you on my prayers. And for last but not least, as you guys know, I also have my products. So if you guys know about my products, of course, drymailbox.com. Look up my information under drymailbox.com. As a lot of you that follow me, I'm in the mailbox business as well. So I could come to the home and put the mailbox, fix it up. We have the installation for $99. I have that as well. I have access to that. I could come to your home, install the mailbox. Okay. Real quick, a couple announcements. May 15th, it's confirmed May 15th and May 16th in the Central Florida Fairgrounds. Okay. I'm going to be there with the Florida Gun Show. If you're into firearms, I have here the Pro Kevlar gun safety bag. This is a tactical gun safety bag that my friend Nelson de la Nuez invented. And you're going to be seeing this sometime in the future with Shark Tank. All right. So hopefully Shark Tank is going to call us where we could talk about this product. It's a Kevlar fabric, comes with a lock, and is a very soft foam so that if the gun falls inside the bag, it doesn't harm the bag. So Florida Gun Show coming soon to a neighborhood near you. And of course, I got to support my wife. Listen, man, for those of you that are in the health and wellness business, look up my website. There it is right there. This new product right here, Gold, baby. Gold Factor. This is brought to you by Rio Vida. We love these products, man. Listen, if you're in the natural supplements, health and wellness support, my wife and I, we do this from our home. We're very blessed. We're very fortunate to be a part of that program. So thank you guys. Once again, you know what to do. You know how to do it. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to see you guys hopefully on Friday. Share the content, please. I appreciate you guys. God bless you. Be safe. And I want to leave you guys with one last thing. You know, I got to honor him. It's in his name. This is God put this in my heart to serve the community. You know, I can't reach out to the community going out, walking and knocking door to door. But if I could do it through this stream, I said, God, if you give me the opportunity, I'm going to honor you every time I can. I want to leave you with this last word, Philippians 2:3. I shared this not too long ago on my Facebook. It says, don't do anything from selfish ambition or from a cheap desire to boast, but be humble toward one another, always considering others better than yourselves. And that's what this podcast is about. It's about considering others to be better. It's about considering other rather than myself, rather than posting my content in my business and whatnot. I want to help you. I want to help you. I don't want to be selfish with this channel. I want you to be a part of this channel. So support me, help me, share the content, subscribe to my channel, whatever you have to do. I don't want it because I want to get a million followers. I don't want a million followers if I don't get nothing from them. I want the followers to follow my content, to follow my fellow friends here content. I want them to follow, connect. I want people to connect with Eddie the Realtor. I want people to connect with financial health industry. I'm going to have people talking about that. So I want you to connect with my people. I want my people to connect with you. That's what it's all about. Okay. So God bless you guys. Take care. I'm going to see you in the next segment. So Friday, put on your calendar. This Friday, I want to see you guys there. Right. So God bless you. Take care. Be safe. And I'll see you on the next show. God bless you.